What is up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of The Pursuit. It's the last day of the year and we are going out to train in a minute. I'm gonna train push together with Tommy. It's gonna be my second push workout since I've been back after being ill. I trained push last Monday and the muscle ache I got was the worst I probably ever had. I'm actually still feeling it just a little bit today. I actually was supposed to train push yesterday, but I postponed it because my muscle ache was just still there. So we're gonna go at it today. I'm at 19 weeks out at the moment. Maybe we're gonna do some posing at the end. Depends on the time because the gym isn't open until very late. So right now we're taking pre-workout. I'm taking animal pump. I'm not taking any stims. I haven't been taking any stims for maybe over a month. So no coffee, no pre-workouts with caffeine or anything, so just a pump formula. The reason I'm not taking stims is just to keep any additional stress low, which stims will, be a stressor. Sometimes I do feel like I would like to have some caffeine throughout the day, but overall I'm feeling much more relaxed and calm, which is also nice. I'll try to give you guys a breakdown of today's training session. Let's head out, pump some chest, shoulders and triceps.
Interruption.
This Natal? I'm gonna go do some warm-up for my forearms because I have a little niggle going on the inside of my forearm. So we're gonna warm up the flexors and the extensors, and then we're gonna go into it. So what I do, I just keep my lower arm pinched on my leg. I let my fingers roll out a little bit and then flex it up. So now I'm gonna do the opposite, my extensors. I do 10 reps for both, so 10 reps flexion, 10 reps of these. And that way, warm up all the muscles around it, and the tendon won't hurt as much when I'm gonna start to do my real movements. I'm also gonna do a little bit of bicep for my bicep tendon. This side actually doesn't hurt normally, but when I'm doing the right side, I can't help myself. I have to do the left side as well. That's my OCD. Okay, all set. Now we're gonna go head into our first exercise, which is gonna be side delt movement, machine-based. So let's go. Okay, so this is gonna be our first movement. We're gonna do machine side raises, but I'm not gonna be facing in and grabbing those handles. Actually, I'm gonna sit the opposite side, lean in a little bit, make fists with my hand, squeezing them, and then focus on driving up and out this way. I'm gonna do 3 working sets here of 12 to 15, a bit more metabolic. My whole training is a bit more metabolic at the moment because of the injuries. So I'm not doing anything usually under the 10 reps. It's just to prioritize the side delts a little bit, putting them first, because I have another push session where we start with chest. So we're gonna start with side delts here. Just warming up now, and then we'll get into our working sets. Okay, we're gonna start with the first working set now. 12 to 15 reps. Just keep every single rep as consistent as possible. We're not looking to swing anything here. Just place tension where it needs to be.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. feel it's my time, think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been petty. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed in heaven, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up, I'm trying to get it an FT to get them when in.
If I were to hold it like this, then I'm really, uncomfortable here, especially if you're a little bit wider. That's not going to be optimal. So with the arm straight out, I'm just focusing on keeping this as my pressure point and just driving out to the side so I can really use my side delt the most. And it also shows that when you're squeezing your fist, you get a better contraction out of your side delt, actually. You will always use the rest, but this way you can just focus in a little bit more where you want to. It's never possible to really isolate it, but you can bias it a little bit more if you focus on it.
I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities that never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket. Yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits. Yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends. Yeah, I did all that.
Say what? Full. Painful pump. Last working set here. Fry up the side delt. And then we're gonna move into our first pushing movement of the day. Pressing movement, I should say.
Putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's.
So special bench. This bench gives magic superpowers. We're gonna go do Incline Smith press. I'm adjusting the angle. This is based off my sternal angle. So when I want to hit my clavicular fibers or bias them more, I gotta go with 30 degrees. If I go up higher, this for me will be less chest and more shoulder involvement. That's due to the sternal angle. So that's basically the angle of your sternum here. Mine is pretty flat, which means that as soon as I go incline, I hit the upper fibers. As soon as I go flat, I hit the sternal fibers. I try to not arch too much, but when I have to be honest, when I do a maximum set, there will be a point where there's a bit more arching going on, but I'm not like rocking up the bench and stuff. So what I'm aiming for here, this is a little bit too close still. I want my elbows to be under the bar, just like this, and the bar to be sitting on the upper chest. That's the perfect spot for me to press up from.
I really feel it's my time, think it's my big dog, walking big talk, young veteran, living legend, bet I'm better than them. This is my ship, I'm a jacket like Letterman, y'all better not let them in, they gon' rotate this so I get the.
So when you're training with a training partner and you're doing Smith stuff, I use this plate here to basically locate where I need to put the bench. And for him, we know that's gonna be about 2 fingers away from that. So we can be consistent with the bench every single set. It's gonna be my first warming up set here. So the goal of this first warming up set for me is to feel the muscle working, to be able to squeeze it, be able to stretch it, and get everything warmed up. Make sure I have a connection before I start ramping up the weight. Because if you cannot create a connection with light weights, then why do you think you can create a connection with heavier weights? There's no sense. So first make sure you feel everything the way you're supposed to, and then start pushing up the weights.
But I'm not your referee, not in the pulpit. I'm a big pull of this element, yeah. Say you gon' pull up this element, yeah. I've been married to the hustle. This is my brain, watch out, stupid, yeah. And I ain't even got it, y'all, but I'ma get it here. Watch out, touchdown. Pull the plans out the clutch. Everybody getting crushed. The good
it's feeling good.
It's
feeling good today. So, first working set. What are you thinking about when you're pressing this weight?
Destroying my chest.
Destroying his chest. Man, he's gonna destroy his chest. Tommy, by the way, he's what's it now? 3 weeks post competition?
3 weeks post-pro. Gained like
7 kilos. He's heavier right now than he was in his peak off season before the competition. And the off season still has to start.
We both
In my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no wins, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my,
When I get closer to my working set, I decrease the reps on my warming up, because if I'm gonna do 10 plus reps on this, I'm gonna create a little bit of fatigue, which would only take away from my performance in my working set. So it's not the smartest thing to do. First working set. Eight reps, not too bad.
I was training back the other day. I was so pumped I couldn't move. Couldn't get my clothes on. That's the recon. It's work.
You can't manage this, can't break this, boy, I'm funded. Gotta keep my distance when you not 100, Folks the same will say they love you, they funny, You can't match my energy, and yeah, you know it, Way too cold, yeah, man, I'm way too cold, Way too cold, yeah, man, I'm way too cold, Way too cold, yeah, man, I'm way too cold, Yes, I meant it, yeah, man, I'm way too cold, Hey, I'm a problem when I'm on top like this why this on a flow, hey, gotta keep my first.
Sweet songs. So just had 8 reps. The goal was 10 to 15, so it's a bit short, but I'm happy with the 8 reps because this is the first time being back on that weight again after my injury. So now I'm gonna back off with 45 aside and aim to come within that rep range, and then we move on to the next press. 11. So now we're gonna go off to the next press, which is gonna be a flat press. I'm gonna do machine today because right now we're pre-fatigued on a assist or like a stabilized movement. So to go from a stabilized movement now back into an unstable, like for example a dumbbell press, that would be less beneficial for us because the stability factor will take away our ability to produce force. So that's why we choose a machine now. My other session, I do have a dumbbell press, but that one goes up first, where stability is still in a good spot. So now we're gonna go and do a flat machine press. All right, this is the one we're gonna be doing. Quick tip here, because this machine, if you start from the get-go here, usually, unless you're extremely mobile, this is not gonna be an active point for you to be able to grab onto. Right now, there's a lot of pressure on my shoulders, which I don't want here. So if I just place this one in here, then I'm starting from an active position.
Cause I'm a boss and I'm way too cold. I don't really wanna come ask me why I gotta act like this. Tell them that my pocket too swollen, they already know I'm a flex with a bag like this. Like, I'm at the top and it's literal. I'm making money, it's digital. They watch how I step in, it's pivotal. They wanna be me and it's pitiful. I cannot be no one else and I'm flexing, I'm glad to be me. There's no angle they can come for me, boy, I'm 0 degrees. Way too cold. You can't manage this, can't break this, boy, I'm funded. Gotta keep my distance when you now.
It's happened where I've injured myself when letting a machine chest press, especially the hammer ones, because they go outside of your active range. I've injured myself with putting things back. So I just go until my active range and then I just drop it when I'm putting it back, which is going to be like this much of space between the block and where it is at the moment.
The machine can handle it.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they're here, right?
Those the same ones say they love you, lady, funny, You can't match my energy, and yeah, you know it, Way too cold, yeah, man, I'm way too cold, Way too cold, yeah, man, I'm way too cold, Way too cold, yeah, man, I'm way too cold, Yes, I meant it, yeah, man, I'm way too cold, Yeah, I'm killing it, I'm the realest. Ain't gotta say, gotta know you feel it. My flow got a cold, sick as the illest. I know that I'm great and they about to witness me going in. I went way up, about to go again. You see me on the telly, then you tell a friend. Cause you know I'm about to rain, it'll never end. Cause I got big dreams, big goals, never settle, gotta keep on going on. You say you got it in that Red Bull, I got the wings and I ain't coming down. No. I keep it straight, every line is so intentional. This is your moment to let it go. You know that I'm into them way too cold. Too cold. You can't manage this, can't break this, boy, I'm funded. Gotta keep my distance when you not 100, Those the same ones say they love you, lady, funny, You can't match my energy, and yeah, you know it, Way too cold, yeah, man, I'm way too cold, Way too cold, yeah, man, I'm way too cold, Way too cold, yeah, man, I'm way too cold, Yes, I meant it, yeah, man, I'm way too cold,
I didn't count this.
14.
Down in the car, one time give it all, bust it open hard, let me see you drop. Get down in the car, one time give it all, bust it open hard, let me see you drop.
Come on.
Feels good. Feels real good.
Whew. Just chilling.
Giving the shoulders some rest.
So we just done side delts, clavicular pack. Now we're doing more sternal. And then after this, we're gonna do more coastal pack, which is gonna be more decline fashion. Then we got some more delts and triceps. So on this set, I'm not going too heavy now, just focusing on getting proper contraction every single rep, driving as much blood in as possible, staying pain-free. That's my whole focus for this initial block of prep, because it doesn't make sense to fuck yourself up in the beginning of prep. Which, I mean, I've done that before, so you could say I learned from it.
This hustle, day we hustle, what the
Oh my.
I fucked up this hustle, day we hustle, what the
Oh my.
What is my guys? Know that they fly, know that they ride or die.
Okay, so next up is gonna be coastal cable press. So what we're doing here, I've taken the longer D handles just to allow for a little bit more freedom when pressing down. We're getting in position here, so I can basically focus on driving my elbows down into my sternum, just like that. So we're gonna do 4 sets here of 10 to 15. So I'm just starting with my first working set now, 15 reps. That wasn't close to failure at all, so I'm gonna be ramping up weight throughout those working sets and aim to only get to failure on the last working set.
Let me see you drop. I fucked up this Russell, baby, we hustle, but the
Oh my.
What would you say would be the...
Welcome back. Focusing on the arm path here in a way where your elbow is driving in to this point of the sternum here, just like that. So you might want to open up a little bit here just to be able to get a deeper stretch, and then from here you drive in, leaning forward a little bit to create that path, because if I'm standing upright I'm not going to be able to do so. And then bracing yourself in so you have something to push into as well, create that stability externally so you can drive more force down into the muscle.
I fucked up this Russell, baby, we hustle, but the
Oh my.
Watch my guys, know that we fly, know that they ride or die. Get down in the car, one time give it all, bust it open hard. Let me see you drop. Get down in the car, one time give it all, bust it open hard. Let me see you drop. Get down in the car, one time give it all, bust it open hard. Let me see you drop. Get down in the car, one time give it all, bust it open hard. Let me see you drop. I fucked up this Russell, baby, we hustle, but the
Oh my.
We're gonna do some standing cuff side raises, just some extra side delt volume basically. Because of the setup with the cables here, this is gonna provide quite some tension here in the lengthened range, whereas the first one we did was more so heavy up here. So we're utilizing more of the complete strength curve of the muscle. So yeah, we're gonna do 3 sets here of 12 to 15. So the reason we're using cuffs is so we have a little bit more freedom of the wrist to move throughout the movement, and secondly, we're not trying to incorporate too much of that lower arm by squeezing and holding a weight in the hand, but much rather we can push against that cuff to drive out. That's the main reason basically we're using cuffs. It's not like if you were to do it with handles that it wouldn't be effective. It would still be effective, but this just creates a bit better connection with the delt for me. Tricep extensions, 3 sets, 12 to 15. We're gonna do cross cable. Focus on getting that tricep fully shortened. I'm using cuffs again to place pressure where I want it on the outside of my hand.
Let me see you try. I fucked up this Russell, baby, we hustle, but then
Oh my.
I fucked up this Russell, baby, we hustle, but then
Oh my.
So I'm trying to create a straight line with my wrist, elbow and shoulder when I'm pushing out, and the line of force. So there's no weird joint forces going on where I'm basically pushing in this direction but the force is pulling in this direction, because over time that will mess up the elbows or the shoulders, and we don't want that.
Get down in the car, one time give it all, bust it open hard, let me see you drop.
Last one of the day, or second to last one I believe. We're gonna do some abs, crunches now, because we can be standing on stage with flat abs. Don't forget to train your abs with weight, just like any muscle. We're gonna shoot for 15-ish reps here. Come on. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that was the session for today. We finished with some leg raises, which we did not film. My bad. Right now we're gonna do some posing. I'm not that pumped, but we're gonna do it anyway. So let's see what the pump looks like.
Come on now. Don't be shy now.
Side chest. Hey, angles. Front double. that's a wrap for today. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you learned something, and wish you all a happy new year, and see you for the next episode.
One time give it up.